We are today here with Avichai Ornoy and Luciano González just to present the new jazz line for HA Recordings. Hello, good morning. How are you today?
Oh, hello. Good morning. We're really happy to be here.
Okay, we just released an album titled All the Things You Are, which is music with flute and bass. And I would like you to explain me a little bit how you two meet in Madrid and how you start your collaboration.
Okay, maybe I'll start with saying that in Madrid there is a very nice scene of jazz, and usually the way to meet musicians is to come to a jam session. So I remember maybe it was a year ago, I don't know.
Yeah, probably more or less like a year.
In a very hip place, I was there and then I saw this amazing bass player playing. Obviously it was Luciano. And then we just talked after this, the jam session finished. And I realized that he just came from Italy, took the train and everything, and just came to this jam session. And we didn't know what is going to happen with that. But over time we met again in a few other occasions. We became friends, and it became much more than just playing together. And this is how it evolved, And we found ourselves also playing with other musicians in different groups, and it kind of narrowed down to this idea of making this project of playing duo.
Let us know how you end up here in Madrid, because you were playing also classical music and now you play jazz as well. Can you explain us a little bit about your personal trajectory and your actual vital situation in Madrid in your life?
Oh, yeah, of course. So I was an active classical player, a professional one, playing in different settings of recitals and in an orchestra, playing first flute in orchestra with the best conductors. Really, I enjoyed this life, but I always felt that something is missing from me, and the thing of this improvisation thing, and always listen to jazz at the same time. And some years after I was a professional one, I decided to go to New York and kind of started from scratch. So I started to learn jazz and play there in the scene, and it was not so easy because you have to leave aside everything that you learned. Of course, it's still with you, but in a way you need to learn a new language with whatever it means. And so yeah, I was always thinking of coming to Europe and starting something. And it's also my love is here, so everything made it to come here. And yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really in love with this city, with this. It's very, very. How would I say? Very mellow in a way. Things are happening, but it's not like stressful. It's really, really mellow from my point of view. So it's a nice mixture for me.
Luciano, what about yourself? How is your story till now that you are in Madrid?
Like telling my story and connected it with the album that we are making. I'm an electric bass player, but I also came from classical music, but differently, because I initially started playing violin, and I played in the youth orchestra of my town in Limache in Chile. And then I learned a lot of music playing there, a lot of theory, a lot of technique in my instrument, but I always was thinking of different variations of thinking of different things that you can do over a melody that lead me toward jazz music. So eventually, when I was 13 years old, I decided to start playing electric bass, and then I fast came to start to play jazz music, in which I felt very comfortable because I really like that improvisation thing, and I started to learn about jazz. And then I made my first album, more in a fusion style, which led me to explore some possibilities, both as playing bassline and playing a lot of solo stuff. And then my second album is like in the same approach to the instrument, but more with a bebop music approach. And I always had that thing of solo bass playing, which is something that I developed a lot in Italy, trying to arrange music for solo electric bass, trying to play a concert with my bass and nothing else, like not even having overdubs or a loop pedal, which is common, but only sitting with my bass and make full music with it. So then I met Avi, and we had this beautiful musical connection that I felt that it was great to put it on a record. And then we started to work on this music, which is, I can say, a very different approach to playing, because I think neither of us has ever listened to something like this before, like a flute and bass duo.
Right.
So it was challenging to find a way to make the music fit. We made some arrangement, we played original music and also jazz standards, but we tried to put something special on every single piece of music, to make it like a jam session, but adding in some tunes like great things or little things that can make every song different and special.
Yes, I wanted to ask you, because in your case it's very interesting regarding this album debut for HL Recordings, that you play classical jazz titles like All the Things You Are, that is the title of the album, and other ones, but also you have another field in your activities, which is as a composer. And I would like you to tell us a little bit more about your compositions, your original compositions for this album, because almost half of the album have your own music. Can you tell us a little bit when you start to write your own music, and how all this has been an evolution in your musical activity?
Well, I always felt like myself like a composer. I have never studied composition like formally, but I always try to approach differently to it. So I think there's a huge difference from the compositions of my first album with my second one, and I think that this album has something special. There are 4 of the songs are mine, and 1 is only recorded before, and the other 3 it's like we are first recording this on this album. So it's beautiful. I think our compositions that are like arranged for this format, so we were aware that we are only 2 instruments, and the compositions that we choose are always like thought that are going to work well in this format.
Well, if there's anything else you would like to add to this little interview, please.
Yeah, I would definitely talk about the sound of the album and the way that it was recorded. That's for me, it's a very special way. And for me personally, it brings like together these 2 worlds that I was grown up with, both the classical way of playing, the sound that you produce. You know, we take great care about this. Our instruments are always very expensive, and we work hours and hours producing the best pure sound. And with the jazz, of course, the jazz feeling, the groove, everything together. And this is why we tried what we try to make here. So you can really hear this in the recording. It was recorded live, not like in a normal studio when you add after this some effects. You know, it was really in a nice place, like a nice church with a great sound, and you can really hear this. This is what I really like in this recording. You can hear this original sound, that it's really, really pure, and it's like you hear live in all senses. So I also want to thank HR Recordings for that really, really special sound. For me, it's I've never felt that the flute really resembles the live quality like in this time.
Well, it's also a high resolution audio recording, which is your first recording in such a format.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a cool way to capture our music because, yeah, as Avi said, mix like the classical with the jazz approach, and then it captures the essence of the music. It's really raw. It's like we both playing as we could be doing it right now in this place, but with a beautiful audio capture. So getting that space, that thing that occurs in the moment without anything else, and capture a beautiful audio quality with it. I think it's very important, and it really reflects very well the music that we are making.
Well, thank you very much, guys, and we wish you the best success for this beautiful recording. We recommend it to anyone who loves music, who loves jazz. It is a beautiful combination, a beautiful flute sound, and an incredible bass player. I was quite impressed with the facility Luciano had to have the harmony and also all the bass in a very, very strong rhythmical approach. So it's our first jazz adventure. We hope we will have many more, and we hope that we will see you around many times. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.